You mean that Karen didn't tell you how she achieved something more rare than hitting the lottery?
Oh, what happened?
You know what? It's not my place. I'll let her tell you.
Fatima, if you don't just tell me.
We got the DNA test results back.
Miss Zach, the father?
Yo, what's good, everybody, and thank you for tuning in to another Tyler Perry SISTAS review. If this is your first time coming to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning family member, then you already know what it is and what it always will be. Be sure to comment, like, share, subscribe. Tell somebody to tell somebody if you choose to. If not, just sit back, relax while we get into this messy thing. I'm going to just go ahead and say that some people going to be mad at me, but I don't give two damns. I don't give two damns because certain things just have to be said, and what we're about to discuss in this video just has to be said. Now, I was debating whether I was going to do a review over the whole episode. I'm not, for many reasons, none that I need to discuss right now. But I want to deal with this scene right here because, baby, this scene right here is my biggest issue with the character of Fatima. Now, this video is not to bash Fatima. This video is not to drag her to all but damned. But this is just to shed some insight on some of the things that I have been noticing with this character that a lot of people just, don't want to admit or acknowledge. But we're going to keep it real over here. So, like I said, this is my biggest issue when it comes to the character of Fatima. She has been doing this since season 3. And like I said, so many of her stands, if you rock with Fatima, you her stand. That's what it is. It's just what it is. But there are some things that, people don't want to acknowledge. But we're going to bring it to the light. Now, let me say that I would not have had a problem if Fatima was having this conversation with Angela or another friend of hers that we didn't know existed. But that's not the case. There are so many occurrences where Fatima goes to Andi with the intent to tell Karen's business, then halts as if she really doesn't want to share because it's not her place. Let me go on record and say women like this, I refuse to deal with in my real life. They may be a genuine person. They may genuinely be a good person, but this character trait is one that I choose not to rock with. Now, this is a great example of what it means to be conniving. I'm not saying that Fatima is a conniving person, but I am saying that Fatima has conniving characteristics. Fatima acts as if she has a pretend ignorance of doing something wrong, which is a trait of being conniving. And, don't get me wrong, men and women definitely possess conniving qualities, and sometimes women, we can go a little further with our ability to be conniving because we know how to use what we have. We know how to use our tones. We know how to use our facial expressions. We know how to soften our tone. We know how to lower our volume. We know how to make ourselves appear innocent when we really not. Okay, when we really not. Sometimes, some people are innocent, but in this case, Fatima isn't. And the reason why I say that this is a characteristic is because Fatima has been doing this since season 3. She will go to Andi and say, well, I know I shouldn't tell you. I know we shouldn't be talking about it. I know I shouldn't bring it to your attention. And even in what we saw Wednesday night, well, it's really not my place. I'm going to let Karen tell you. Why? You've already shared pretty much every damn thing that she asked you not to that night. So why you want to stop? It is a pretend ignorance, and it is something that I have called out many times. But the response that I get, which I'm sure I'll probably get it on this video as well, it's always that Andi and Fatima can be friends. Andi can be friends with who she want to be friends with. The girls can be friends with Fatima. That has never been my argument when it comes to Andi specifically. Now, when it comes to Sabrina and Danny, I'm side-eyeing them for even wanting to be friends with Fatima, but that's a whole nother video. When it comes to Andi, I will always give Andi a pass when it comes to being friends with Fatima because initially she did not know that Zach was the man in question that Fatima was messing with. And when she found out, I understand her not wanting to end her friendship with Fatima. I wouldn't have ended my friendship either. However, Fatima and I would have had a conversation where she would know Number one, Karen is my sister. Karen is my best friend. When it comes to you and Zach, baby girl, we can talk about everything under the sun. But that I'm not touching. That you can't get no advice from me on. That just act like it doesn't exist because it is a conflict of interest. So when Fatima went to Andi to tell her about Karen having two fathers to her children, I believe that that's exactly what Fatima wanted to share. You shared so much and made it sound so salacious and so juicy. Oh, Karen didn't tell you that she achieved something that's even more rare than winning the lottery? Anybody will want that type of tea to be spilled. What you mean? And then, oh, no, I'll let her tell you. Why? You done already spilled the damn tea. Go ahead and continue to burn Andi with this hot spillage. Just go ahead and do it. And with Andi, this is why I say these girls are not friends at all. Because my thing is, now, again, it goes back to the writers who are pretending that this mocktail situation did not happen. I don't recall Andi and Karen having a conversation since that incident. So you get titillating information from Fatima concerning Karen, and then you're, oh, girl, you better tell me what's going on. Why? When Andi has vehemently told Karen, I'm not going to talk to you about Fatima. I'm not going to tell you Fatima business, and I don't tell Fatima your business. And it's all BS. I can respect the fact, even if I didn't like it and didn't want to deal with it, that somebody would tell me the truth. Yes, Karen, I do tell Fatima your business. Yes, Karen, Fatima does talk to me about you. I would rather you be honest, even though we ain't gonna be cool no more. I would respect you enough that you at least could be honest to my face. But with Andi, she always make excuses and she lies. So her being friends with Fatima, like I stated, I already know people gonna come at me with that. I don't care that they're friends. That's never been my issue. My issue has been that Andi has no loyalty, but then she wants those to be loyal to her. Andi does grimy and then she wants other people to apologize. So when I look at Fatima, and I get this a lot too, Karen is a liar. Fatima isn't a liar. Fatima lie every damn episode. Every episode, Zach asked this woman, what's going on? How you feel? Why you got an attitude? What's the problem? Are you okay? Zach, I'm fine. The quickest way for me to get an attitude is for somebody to tell me I got an attitude. Heifer, you got an attitude, and it's okay. Tell this brother why you got an attitude. Then you run to Andi and confide in her about how you feel when it comes to Zach and his issues and his mess, as if Andi can help. Andi is legit the worst person to confide in when it comes to relationships. Hell, look who she chooses. Look at the mess that she's in. It makes utterly no sense. And I think the backlash that I get, like, it's funny to me because I deal with so many different perspectives, which is fine. But then you have people who just don't want to be real about some stuff. Fatima has conniving qualities, just like with a lot of other people on this show. Fatima is not truthful, just like a lot of other people on this show. And I think that's the thing that really like bugs me a lot when you have characters who are all flawed individuals, which that's how it should be because we are all flawed. We have things about ourselves that someone else may not like or appreciate. That's just life. That's just about being human. Some people rock with you, some people may not, and that's just what it is. But to act as if Fatima does nothing wrong, says nothing wrong, always acts appropriately, always does the right thing, is not truthful. It does not depict the character that we see on Wednesday night. It doesn't depict that. So I just really want a conversation really to be had, which I know we're not going to get it, between Andi and Fatima when it comes to true friendship. But that's not a conversation that Andi can have because she doesn't know what it means to be a friend. But I just thought this scene was so interesting, especially with Karen being the main topic of discussion, as she always is anytime these two characters pretty much gets together to discuss issues when they're at work. It's always about Karen. She's somehow finagled into their conversation, and I think that Karen should be a non-issue. And I know that a lot of people don't agree with me because, like I said, they feel like Fatima can do nothing wrong. And I always wonder, what if Karen was cool with Angela? What if Karen shared Fatima's business with Angela, or had certain conversations with Angela that they both knew that Fatima wouldn't appreciate? I think the perspective would be a whole lot different if that was the case. I think people would be saying that Angela is flawed. Why would she be friends with Karen when she know that Fatima don't rock with her like that? But that's not the image that most of the fandom have with Andi, because Fatima is quote unquote a fan favorite. So that has always been my perspective and the stance that I come from. It almost makes me think about that saying that Denzel Washington says on Remember the Titans, when the white coach was trying to baby the black players anytime that Denzel character got on them. And he was like, I may be a mean cuss, but I'm the same mean cuss to everybody out there on that football field.
Now, I may be a mean cuss, but I'm the same mean cuss with everybody out there on that football field.
So I'm like, if we going to call one person out, let's call the other people out too. If you're going to call Karen a liar, call Fatima a liar too. If you want to call Karen obsessed, call Fatima obsessed too, because she was the one doing research 3 o'clock in the morning trying to figure out how Karen got pregnant by 2 brothers. That's obsessed. If you ask me, and I know none of you ask me, but I'm telling you anyway, that's obsession. That's an obsession, okay? But that's just how I feel about it. But this scene here, like I said, I really wanted to discuss this because I had really strong views about it, even though I don't expect anything to change. It's just interesting. And then Andi, Fatima, I have so much going on. Even if I tried to comprehend it, I couldn't. I said, girl, shut up. Shut up. Because what the hell you got going on in your life right now? Nothing. But being Miss Marie doggy, following behind every time she calls you. And that's it. You have nothing else going on in your life. Thank God for Gary. At least he brings some type of excitement with his devilish ass. I think I'm done. I'm done with that. But y'all, yeah, I'm gonna have a little more videos coming out, little small videos, because I don't want to cover the whole episode because they're just starting to get on my nerves. So the things that I find interesting, the things that I want to talk about or give my personal perspective of, that's what I'm gonna do. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know some of y'all didn't, but that's okay. God's still gonna bless you immensely. So until next time, I will holler at y'all later, and y'all be safe out there.